think people are about to get really stupid. I think people are going to make huge mistakes.
Over the past few years, my personal mortgage payments have increased $1,500 per month, but I still don't think mortgage rates should get much lower than they currently are. So in today's video, I'm going to break down to you why I think mortgage rates should stay where they are. I'm going to break it down in several categories, but don't forget to stick around for the housing category because obviously this is going to be the most impactful. We have a lot of people that are potentially making some risky decisions when they're buying their homes right now. And if they're already making decisions that I think are reckless, just wait. The Bank of Canada keeps telling us at some point we're going to see lower interest rates. And if they aren't lying to us, I think we are going to have some people who make ridiculous decisions when it comes to buying a home. Although for my personal interest, I would definitely prefer we get much lower interest rates immediately. But when I'm looking at the big picture here, I really understand the damage that can happen if we decrease these rates significantly at a quick pace. I wish we were still in that low interest rate era, but unfortunately, we're not there anymore. We're no longer in the area of anything considered being affordable. Whether it's your gas, your food, your housing, or your entertainment, the list is not short at all. Now, if you'd like to talk real estate and book an appointment with me, click my calendar link. It's the first link in the description down below, and I'd be happy to hop on a one-on-one consultation call with you. And if you're looking for just general advice in the GTA real estate market, you are in the right place. Have you stepped foot in a grocery store recently? If you're like myself and you have children, whether it's 1, 2, 3, or more kids, you are spending another mortgage on berries alone. Every time you step foot in the grocery store, you're likely as surprised as I am with some of the prices that we are seeing on every single item, whether it's fruit, vegetables, produce, you name it, the prices are ridiculous. But we need food and we want to continue eating quality food. And now quality food is costing us 2 to 3 times as much as it used to, especially if you have been paying attention. Now, there are many factors on why the food prices have gone up, but as we all know, this started in 2020. According to CTV News, Canada is predicting a 4.5% increase in food costs in 2024. So not only are we already at this outrageous price for a lot of food, we are seeing increases being projected throughout the rest of the year. Specific sectors like bakery and deli are increasing 5 to 7% on average. Dairy and fruit, it's a 1 to 3% increase, which sounds amazing, but they are already so damn expensive and they're still increasing, is my opinion on those categories. Now we're looking for a soft landing here with inflation, but the soft landing is feeling real bumpy on the way down. It's turbulent. Unfortunately, as they try to get inflation under control, the prices that we're seeing for food are not really coming back down to earth. Now, before we get into the Stats Canada data, I'd like to know what your opinion is. Do you think if inflation gets to a better number, if we see prices in grocery stores actually coming back down? Because if me or you own the grocery store or the chain and people were paying these prices, I can't anticipate them coming back down to previous levels. We're kind of stuck, is the way I look at it. We're in this bubble of, hey, if we're going to pay $5 for blueberries, that's great. We're going to be paying $5 for blueberries for the foreseeable future. Now, according to Stats Canada, since 2022, we have seen an 11% increase in vegetables. We've seen an 8% increase in fresh fruit as well. So these two categories, if you are a healthy eater, if you want your family to be eating something healthy, you're talking about an 8 to 10% increase just in those two categories alone. So unfortunately, the food category is not helping us whatsoever. Now, the second category we're going to cover is entertainment. Whether your version of entertainment is going on vacation or traveling or hanging out with your kids and going to a play place on the weekend, the costs of entertainment have gone up substantially. Now, there is some good news. If your version of entertainment is hopping on an airplane and traveling, costs of traveling have slightly gone down in 2023. However, most of us cannot afford to travel right now because of all the additional costs in every other category. Now you say, yeah, traveling, not really my version of entertainment, Mike. All right, let's talk about the regular forms of entertainment. Now, according to NerdWallet, let's cover some of the other things that we would consider entertainment and see if they've also decreased in the costs. Because I can tell you right now ahead of time, they have not. So for most of us, going out for dinner, going to a movie, going to a concert, these are more regular forms of entertainment. We're not all hopping on a plane on a whim. And 4.5% increase in your food costs at restaurants, 6.2% increase in going to a movie theater or a concert in 2023. So now we have seen not only food with an increase in price, we've seen entertainment for your average person go up also in the last couple of years. The next category we're going to cover is obviously the one where I am most in tune, and that is the housing category. Once again, if you find value from a channel like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share with a family member or a friend who might find some value in it. And don't forget, click the first link in the description to book an appointment with me for my one-on-one consultation where I can walk you through what's really going on in the real estate market in the area that you live. Now, housing market, you can find all the information on my channel if you wanted to watch this video right here. This is the monthly market update for February 2024, and the gist of it is that the prices have been fairly stable from a month-to-month perspective. They've gone up over the last year when we're looking at year-over-year data, but only by about $1,000 on the average home price. However, what we really noticed is that things were selling for 100% of asking or more in a lot of areas. And you're thinking right now, what does that even mean? Well, 101% of asking, 102%, how is that possible? What we're seeing is bidding wars, and they're back. In Brampton specifically, things were a little bit out of control. We saw people getting into bidding wars on 95% of the properties that were hitting the market. Now, what does this mean? I think it means that people are anticipating the rates go down, so they're trying to get in before the rush, but it's creating a rush anyways. So we've seen people bidding over asking or getting into competition with multiple buyers to secure a home in February 2024. We will shortly have the data coming out for March 2024, and if you're interested in the actual stats, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That video will be coming in the next week to week and a half when that data does come out. But we have not seen interest rates change at all. We've only heard the Bank of Canada mentioning that they want to lower rates to make things a little bit more affordable for people, but they've not changed. However, people are getting into a bidding war and competing to get a house. This is interesting to me because it gets my mind working. Let's say the Bank of Canada comes out in April at their next announcement and says, we are lowering rates, only 0.25%. Not going to make a big dent in a lot of people's affordability, not going to make a dent in most people's payments. My $1,500 increase might go down by $50 a month.
I think people are about to get really stupid. I think people are going to make huge mistakes.
And I think the Bank of Canada is going to backtrack once people start to get a little bit crazy. So what I'm predicting, I could be very well wrong, and I hope I am, because I want lower mortgage payments and I want you to have lower mortgage payments. But I think the Bank of Canada will say rates are lower. People will go out and they'll go crazy. They'll go bidding on every home with no home inspection condition, with no financing condition. And the March, April, May, June data might be insane. We might see spikes in the home prices, even though they are already high. And then I think what the Bank of Canada is going to do is say,
what is wrong with you people? Why are you going crazy knowing that we only lowered interest rates 0.25%?
And then they're going to realize that they've made a huge mistake by already initiating the lowering of rates because people have already boosted up the home prices. Now, what happens if home values go up $50,000, but your rates only drop 0.25 point? It means that housing has become more expensive again, and that is what we're trying to avoid. We're trying to get things reined in. You can't be spending $600,000 for a one-bedroom condo outside of the GTA. It's just not something that makes a lot of sense based on affordability. With all this being said, I think the Bank of Canada could regret decreasing the rates and maybe stop future rate decreases as we get going towards the back half of the year. If you are a home buyer out there, whether you're working with me or you're working with another agent, I caution you to be very careful getting into these bidding situations, especially if you're buying when the rates go down for the first time. If you're looking at last year's numbers, we had a peak in May, June, a month peak, and things went up in price and then they fell off a cliff again. It's because people felt that the market was heating up, so they got into bidding wars. Don't let yourself fall victim to the situation. Don't get into that situation and then potentially by the time you move in 3 months, your home is worth less than what you paid for it because the market adjusted once again. Be very, very careful. Now, if you have a different opinion on what these rates could potentially do with a decrease, I'd love to hear it in the comment section down below. You'll see a lot of realtors saying the rates need to drop so people can afford things, and that's really just designed to get more business from their clients. I'm looking out for your best interest as my client, and I want to make sure that you're buying at the right time, but with the right mindset as well. And the last category we're going to cover here is transportation. Now, according to Consumer Price Index, there was a 3.2% increase year over year in your transportation and your gas costs as well. So once again, another category where there are more increases that we're having to deal with. However, December itself saw a 31% increase due to Christmas travel, whether it was hopping on a passenger train, hopping on a plane, paying for that commuting gas to get where your family is. Things went up last month, and that was a huge effect on that 3.2% year over year. Ultimately, what I wanted to show to you guys is we have seen an increase in every single category. There are some subcategories where things have gotten more affordable, like traveling as entertainment, but I think the reason why these subcategories have become more affordable is because people can't afford the essentials. So it's kind of trickling down to some of these subcategories becoming more affordable when they generally were a little bit more expensive. The housing category is obviously the category that I'm most concerned about, and we have a problem from all angles here. Now, I think we need to lower all categories, not just housing. Housing being a huge concern with mortgage payments being so much more than they were a couple of years ago, but you need to be very cautious. If you are transacting in this environment, you need to understand that things could get a little bit crazy when the rates do drop. I'd love to know your opinion in the comment section down below. My name is Mike Carpino, and I help families move all across the GTA who are looking to move from their first house to their forever home. If you want to chat with me, don't forget, leave a comment down below, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day, and bye for now.